happier with how the team came out of the halftime locker room tonight than you have been?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We did it against Cleveland State, too. I've told the team that focus is something that worries me at times. In the last 2 games out, we've come into the locker room with big leads, and we've come out and we've extended those leads. And that's the way the game should be played. You don't come out and go through the motions because you got a lead. That gets you beat. You come out and you play the game the right way. We don't tell our starters to take the first 2 minutes of the game to warm up. We ask them to play the best that they can play the first 2 minutes of the game because we try to preach playing 40 minutes, buzzer to buzzer. You don't take plays off. Take plays off when you play pickup games, not while we're wearing our uniforms. We had guys, like you look at Curtis Kelly's line. See, I'm not a big stats guy, but I believe if you play the game for X number of minutes and the way we play, that you better have numbers in different columns on the stat sheet. Now that number sometimes changes depending on the kind of team you play. Like for example, I said Curtis Kelly, he only had 1 defensive rebound. Well, he had 6 blocks. That means he was protecting the rim. We played a team that shot a lot of deep threes or a lot of longer rebounds, so his defensive rebounding wasn't going to be what we expected it to be. But then Dominique turns around, and he's more on the perimeter. He comes up with 5 defensive rebounds. So that's kind of some of the things that I talk about, but yes, that's important to us.
Frank, are you comfortable with your 8, 9, 10 maybe in the rotation right now?
I'm good. I'm as comfortable. We're where we need to be.
Coach, you just talked about the Big 12 opener, just the challenges that Missouri presents to you.
They're very good. I mean, you're talking. I said this before the year started. I said at the Big 12 Media Day. Everyone speaks about Villanova being a Final Four team because they return their whole perimeter. Well, Missouri returns their whole perimeter. What's the difference? I don't understand why there's a difference with why Villanova is supposed to be so good and Missouri is supposed to be middle of the pack. They went to the Elite 8. They were a couple plays away from going to the Final Four. They returned their whole perimeter. Mike does a wonderful job with those guys, and at home, they are phenomenal. And because of injuries to J.T. Tiller and stuff, some of those young guys have had to play extensive minutes, which has made them a deeper basketball team right now. We haven't had any success with me as the head coach in that building. So we've got to go in there and play a lot better than we have the last couple of years.
Would you trade your starting backcourt for any in the country?
No. I would have traded them back in September. I would have traded them when we played our last game last year. Those 2 guys raised their hands and said, I want to come play for you. Those 2 guys have come in here and they've embraced learning, they've embraced coaching, and they've led our basketball team. And I'm a pretty loyal guy. When you stand up and fight for what we need, I'm there with you. And they're great players out there, but those are my guys. Those are the guys I want to play with every day.